Welcome to the face and another Luxe Chit Chat. Today we have a topic that was kind of an interesting conversation that I had with my good friend here, Amy. And she gave me this sentence and I thought, oh, this would make a really good Luxe Chit Chat. The topic or the sentence is, buy it now, figure it out later. So we are going to talk about that while we put my makeup on, but first, drink water. Get your glass of water and cheers. I'm on a water roll, okay? If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Kat. I love to do handbag related videos, but I've been doing a lot of Luxe Chit Chats and some get ready with me's combined. Skincare, makeup, I love it as well. So let's just put them all together. So if you like that kind of content, I do hope you will subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss out on my new videos. And everyone else, let's talk about this. Buy it now. So buy it now, think about it later. Is this FOMO? A little bit, because some stuff you just got to jump at it and buy it now and think about it later. There are many things, because luxury houses are just churning them out so quickly that if you don't get it now, you will miss out on it, whether it's stock, availability, or the prices, or you have to buy a reseller at higher prices, all of that. So it does make sense for some things to buy it now and think about it later. Before we get into the deeper conversation, if there's any kind of deep conversation, let me know in the comment section. Have you ever bought items, could be trendy items or classic items, that you just bought it now and you just figure it out later? Figure it out later, it could be, I don't know, getting the money for it, paying off your credit card, possibly not liking it and have to figure out selling it, or all things are rosy, you actually really ended up liking it. Let me know if there are any items like that in your collection, and where is it now? What has happened to it? Could be still in your collection as well. In my entire lifetime of buying luxury, there has definitely been occasions where I bought items and I thought, you know what, we'll figure it out later. What we'll do with it, how we're gonna wear it, how we're gonna keep it, store it, sell it, might not like it. Definitely there are. The one that I can sort of remember right now, there are two. And they were just recent, I guess. The first one was the mini reissue, which I have sold, okay? I bought it at the store. It was sort of very impromptu. I walked in just thinking it might be there, but I wasn't really sure whether I would like it. It was a little bit of like an influence purchase, but I knew it made good sense, that bag. It has a dual strap, 4 grommets, it's really nice. But when I went into the store, I swear, I never thought that they would have it. It was just by luck they had one brand new piece in store just before the price increase. My FOMO kicked in and this happened. Buy it now, figure it out later. Which, well, fast forward to today, I have it, I sold it, I made a little bit of a profit on it. But when I bought it, I thought I would use it, but I ended up not using it. And not because I didn't like it. I think there was that pandemic and it was all this not going out, working from home. Never really got a chance to use it. And then at the back of my head, I was thinking, you know what? Maybe I should resell it. So yeah, it turned out to be okay in that situation. Now, another situation where I buy it now, think about it later, was my caramel bag. So though, yes, I was sort of chasing for it, but it was right after my Birkin. And I think part of me knew that it was a little bit too spendy to buy that bag. But when the opportunity presents itself right in front of you, I could not say no. And I did love that caramel color. So it was another situation of buy it now, figure it out later. And though I have not used it as much as I would like, I feel like this is one of those purchases that, yeah, I really love it. I I think the color is just spectacular. So the two items that I went a bit FOMO on, buy it now, think about it later, it really worked out for me in terms of getting it resold very quickly and having a piece that is, you know, pretty coveted in the luxury community, and I myself really love it. So those are definitely two purchases that hit the mark. Okay, now let's talk about one that I feel like I should have put more thought into it, but I did a bit of buy it now, figure it out later. It was my Petite Noe. So it was actually my second purchase, so I bought it last time and I didn't get a chance to use it because the first purchase that I made years and years ago, it was defective. I was so upset, I returned the bag. Then fast forward to 2020, I started to think about, you know, that bag again, and I thought, you know what, I really loved it. I loved the design and all, but I just didn't get a chance to use it. So I decided to buy it again, but really I didn't think too much into it, and I believe it was just before a small little price increase. And I also heard rumors that, you know, they were making canvases less and less. So I did a sort of like, buy it now, you know, figure out later. I was in a transition phase of moving into slightly smaller bags, but again, I didn't think too much into it, right? Just get it now, you know, figure it out later. And fast forward to today, I actually sold that bag second time because my collection has changed. So in a way, that was a bit of I don't know, is it a regret? I don't regret getting it back in my collection, but I guess I didn't need to buy it again. So a little bit of regret. It's a beautiful bag. I really, really love it. Price point is great. But in this situation, I did make a little bit of a loss from shipping and other things. Yeah, I don't know. I think so. I think that's definitely one that was like buy it now. Classic piece, not a trendy piece, a classic piece, kind of buy it now and figure it out later, and it turned out to be not so good. I have many more of those situations, whether it's positive or negative, but what I've come to realize is that only certain brands you can do a buy it now, figure out later. The three obviously very coveted brands, Chanel, LV, and Hermes. You can sort of do a buy it now, figure it out later, because in the resale market, they tend to do pretty okay. You can either break even, maybe make a profit, or even if you were to make a loss, it's not so significant. It could be if you didn't treat the item properly, but it's, you know, it's manageable. It's sort of like, okay. But there are some brands that it's better not to jump at it. Everything underneath those three, unless it's a unique item, which those brands, I don't know, they just don't hold their value for many things. Gucci doesn't have any buy it now, figure out later, and you do benefit from it. Fendi, Dior, are there any Dior bags that you buy it now, figure out later, and if you were to sell it, tell me in the comment section down below if you did well with those items. Pretty sure not many situations like that. Maybe years and years and years ago where the prices were cheaper, then you bought it then, figure out later, and then today if you were to sell it, you would probably break even, but you probably could have get them a long time ago. So to me, the buy it now, figure out later scenario should only apply to the brands that hold their resale value a little better. My good friend here on YouTube, Amy, she has done really, really well with honing in her Chanel skills, especially when it comes to applying this buy it now, you know, figure it out later. She's so good at picking new releases. Her Chanel 19 is definitely one of them. She got it at the launch price. And look at it today. It's been years later and it's still a very, very popular bag. And the prices has gone up so much. So even if she were to say, you know, I'm bored with the bag already and I want to get a new bag, which is absolutely fine, she can sell that for a profit, or you know, she can either break even with the bag or even make a profit from the bag, because it's still really popular and it is sort of like the trendy classic of Chanel. Super nice. Even I want it, and now I'm like, okay, I think I missed the boat for it. If I go to Paris and I actually want a Kelly or even maybe another Birkin and I don't get the opportunity. However, if the SA presents me with a Constance 18 gold or black with gold hardware, it would be immediately buy it now, figure it out later situation, because I know that even if I'm not after a Constance, I would be a little silly not to take the bag. Okay, so we could all apply this buy it now, figure it out later when it comes to new releases that are at its introductory price, especially if it's a good new release. Those are the releases that will continue to be very coveted by a lot of people, and if you know it's going to be produced by the luxury house on and on and on and on, it would be wise to get it at its introductory price. AKA Chanel 19 was definitely a good one. Even the mini with the rectangular, the rectangular mini with the top handle, those are the ones. What else was there? Oh, those micro bags. Those micro bags, actually, they have gone up so much right now. Should have bought them at the introductory prices, right? Or you get something that is classic, but it's so hard to get. And Birkins are one, Kellys are some, you know, the Constance, some LV bags are also the same. For example, if it's not even a bag, actually it's an SLG. If the LV SA presents you with the pochette accessoire, so much more expensive right today, but because it's classic, it's so freaking rare, are you gonna not take it? I'll take it. I'm gonna buy it now. I'm gonna figure it out later. Okay, I'm gonna list a few bags that I feel a buy it now, figure it out later is not a good idea. Now, if any of you have these bags, please don't come at me. I'm just saying it because I feel like the resale value is quite bad. And if it doesn't suit my lifestyle, I will be making a huge mistake. Alright, okay, so disclaimer made, don't come at me. The first bag that this cannot apply is the LV Cousin. I have been talking about the Cousin bag since late August, early September, so just under 6 months. And I really love the bag, and I've had chances to buy it just before the price increase. But it's a bag that needs more thought because it's a trendy bag, and I don't think the resale market values this bag very, very much. So because of that, these kind of bags, yes, they are fun, they are probably very practical, but unless more thought has been put into it, because it has a very high price point, the whole buy it now, figure it out later will probably be a loss-making purchase. Very high loss-making. Not even a little bit. A little bit I can accept, but very, very high loss-making purchase. The second bag is something from Dior, and that is the Dior Book Tote. I think when it first came out, maybe that was the only time that you could have bought it at a launch price, maybe then. But then if you waited a little later, it becomes a bag that you should not be buy it now, figure out later. Because over the past few years, I think people have lost interest in the bag. And again, if you were to be not 100% sure about your purchase for that bag, it would be a mistake purchase, and then you would figure out that reselling it is a pain. Most likely will not get your money back, and you would most likely be making a larger loss. So that would be another bag that, unless it's the first price, the introductory price, right at the very beginning, not even after one price increase, it's like right at the beginning. Other than that, if you've liked it long enough, it would still not be a good idea unless you have a purpose for that bag. It's a very clunky bag, so I don't think that's a good one. The third bag is the Fendi Peekaboo. Now, we can't go back in time for the Fendi Peekaboo, so we're talking about today's price. And if you're coveting that bag, then go and buy it because you're loving it, you're gonna use it. But if you're sort of still like, I'm sure, it's not a 100% yes, and then you're trying to apply just buy it now, you know, we'll figure it out later, I would say don't do it for the Fendi Peekaboo. It is, I don't know, I just feel like maybe it's getting a bit less popular. They have sort of modernized it already. They're making different designs. The Peekaboo East West, the Peekaboo North South. Is it North South? East West, North South. They also have the Peekaboo Easy or Yeezy, not Yeezy, Easy and Yeezy. I'm not sure. Easy, where it's a little bit more different. So I feel like they're not phasing out the original Peekaboo design, but changing it up a little bit to make it more interesting. Therefore, it makes the old Peekaboo, if that's the one you're coveting, making that one not so quote-unquote relevant in the luxury universe. And it also signals to the resale market that maybe they're not so popular anymore. So if you do a buy it now, figure it out later, and if that figure out later is half love, like, oh no, it's a regret, it's gonna be one of those fail purchases for you. So yeah, I think that unless you are 100% sure with these bags that I just spoke about, but it's the book tote, the Fendi Peekaboo, it's better to really sit on it. They're not going to disappear anytime soon. Just got really figure it out before you buy it. Honestly, these bags, better to take a few more price increases than to make a mistake. I'm trying to think of a few more bags that this buy it now, as in today's price buy it now, figure it out later, cannot apply. Let me know in the comment section which bags do you think would not be a good idea to apply it, whether you're chasing for the price increase or you think it's going to be discontinued, anything, just it could any bag. Let me know which do you think you should not apply it, and then also let me know which one you should kind of apply it right now. She has a lot of bags that you should not just buy it now and figure it out later. The only plus point that Gucci has is that their bags are not too expensive compared to Loewe, even YSL, or I don't know, obviously LV and Chanel. They're not comparison in terms of prices. But Gucci does have a good range of bag prices that even if, you make a little a mistake or, it turns out not to be so good for you, because it's not such a high price point, it's still relatively okay. Yeah, do you think so? But they do have a lot of bags that I think once you have it and you start using it, they may not be that great. You know what I mean? I think the best bags that Gucci had, which today they still make, is their Marmont. They have continuously created many Marmonts in different shapes and sizes, different designs, but still with the overall Marmont look and feel. So yeah, not all their bags, I think a majority of their bags, better not apply the whole buy it now, figure it out later. Better be really sure that that's the bag for you. But again, because they don't have such a ridiculous price point, I think it's still regret friendly. Face is done. I will list everything down below. If you enjoyed today's video and thought this chit chat, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. I do hope you will be subscribed, and yeah, I guess we'll do another get ready chit chat on another topic that just pops into my head on another day. Otherwise, everybody, please take care, stay safe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!